guys might be saying that it's just us thinking like this, but I guarantee you, if you go to TikTok and you go to your For You page, you're gonna see at least one video of a black person duetting with a white person saying, well, since this white person could get 1 million views for doing nothing, how about us black people get 1 million views?
I don't really think it's like people should get mad about who gets more views, to be honest.
I used to see myself through the eyes of others. Now, I see through me. TGMT.
Hey everyone, welcome. It's TGMT, and we're doing something that I think is pretty important to not only us, but for anybody who watches this. Contrary to the title, we're gonna go a little bit deeper than that. We really just want to talk about the people that are using TikTok and the culture that is already prevalent on TikTok, and then open that up to something bigger. So when we talk about this, we just mean really the people that are using it and the trends and the systemic things that we are seeing even on something like TikTok. So the question, of course, is what brought up this conversation, and you already know. We're talking right now about the Renegade controversy between Charlie and the actual originator of this, Jalea. So I'll let my class kind of go from there.
I'll go ahead and speak. Referring to the title, I really don't believe, I mean, of course an app can't be racist, but I feel like the content and the audience that attracts it, they are mostly racist, because I can see someone do a dance that is with a darker skin color, black, or whatever you want to call it, and I can see a white Caucasian person do the same dance, and I promise you, I bet $1 million that the white person will get way more views than the black person. And it's not even about preference, who you want to see more, it's just about the audience. The audience is attracted to fair skin tones, and that's just how it is. That's how, you can say anything that you want to about it, but it's just how it is. Facts. Go ahead, Angela.
I don't really think it's like people should get mad about who gets more views, to be honest. Cause like, oh well, like I guess like they just didn't want to see you do it. I don't really think it's based off race. It's just some people are more popular than others.
Is it fair, this is for anybody, is it fair to assess that the people who are just more popular on something like TikTok happen to be either white passing, or racially ambiguous? Is that fair to say?
It's the truth.
Do y'all know of really, really big people on TikTok that are black? Have, like, you can see that they're Hispanic? Do you see a huge proportion of those people on TikTok?
I just got on TikTok, but no, I don't. Not that much.
What do you see?
All on my timeline. I just, when you start an app, they should put something that you should be interested in already. But all of that is just white people. All of it, all on my timeline is white people. I haven't seen a black person yet. So
I've been in TikTok for a while, but I know like for Hispanic that are really popular, like have like 3 million like views and stuff like that, and like there's so much controversy with them that no one really likes to focus more on them, and they put their attention to white people, like the hype house for the white people. I think only like one African American was ever at that house, and he didn't even last. Like he did a whole video, and the next day he wasn't there anymore. So that's just fun. I don't know, with the Hispanics.
I want to go back to something that Angela was saying. It's bigger than something that she just said that made me think about something. She was referencing it's just views. It's just maybe even popularity. But to be honest, we know that social media is a way for people to create a career, a living, and it's becoming very lucrative. So it's not really just views, because for this person, Charlie, she's been flued out, she's been getting brand deals, she has been on TV, she has taught celebrities, she has benefited from this Renegade challenge that we all thought she created, but in hindsight we now know that it was not her. And I've seen a couple of things on saying what Angela was saying, like, oh, it's just that, whatever. But when you start talking about money, when you start talking about profit, it's a little different. I mean, not even a little different. It's a lot different. We're talking about the well-being of another person. Like this young girl who is an amazing dancer who's trained just like Charlie in ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop. Her whole life could have changed. And she's the one who originated it. So to me, sometimes it's not really just about views. It's about the opportunity and not getting the respect. What people don't understand is she has intellectual property. She created something that has become a phenomenon.
You know what this reminds me of? You know how I don't know if it was Microsoft Word or Apple, but one of the ideas was stolen, you know, and the other person got the credit. It's the same thing. I guess it wasn't her turn to shine.
But hold on.
I think you have to give credit where credit is due. If Charlie did the dance, knowing she didn't make it, at least credit the original dancer.
Cause she
That's
credit
right.
everybody else. But
Even
she didn't
yeah,
credit
she didn't credit the black girl.
She could like literally everyone else she was copying. Like she could like most of the things. The only dance that I know that she has ever done is the one that says "Now I Know" with the heart. That's basically the only dance I know that she has ever made that became worldwide, but not as popular as Renegade. And she would put dance credits to me, dance credits to Addison, dance credits to this, dance credits to that person, dance credits to this. But you never saw one of her comments say dance credit to the original Renegade. Like people genuinely thought because she was the first one to pop up on Bobby. They genuinely thought that she made it, and that's just such a controversy between her and black people because she gave credit to every single Hispanic or white, but when it comes to the black person, she didn't want to give him dance credit.
And it's not even that though. I'm bouncing off what Angela said. When you take a picture, like somebody can take a picture of me and it's a whole bunch of people, you're gonna look for yourself. That's why I think it's so many views because they're looking for the white person, they're looking for themselves. You like to see yourself in other people. So if I'm white, I'm gonna look at another white person. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm black. I will cheer for another black person. It's just what it is. You're always gonna look for yourself. That's why they get so many views because, hey, it's a white girl right here. I'm white. I wanna cheer for her. Clap it up. That's how you gonna do it. That's why it's so many views, and that's why I feel like it's racist because y'all only apply to the white people. I mean, even if you are black, you should apply to black person, but it's not that many black people to apply. That's the problem that we have, that I think there is.
Like my biggest thing is the credit thing because even if Charlie gave credit, Charlie probably would have still been the one that's benefiting from Renegade because she's white. You know, if she gave credit to the other girl, people would have maybe clicked on it and be like, oh, here's the original creator. But since Charlie's white, she just soared with it because she's white. You know.
And it's unfortunate, but the truth is we have been dealing with this since the beginning of America specifically. And as this pertains to pop culture, because we're talking about pop culture, people have stolen from black musicians, black creators, black and brown artists, and put a white face on it and for years, and it has become something that is like normalcy. And now we're seeing it not just in the major pop realm, but we're watching it on apps now. We're literally watching everyday people now doing the same things that people have been doing systemically for decades. And I think that it's at least fair for us to be able to voice our concerns, voice that we see these things happening, because nothing is going to change if we don't speak up at the very least. Nothing is going to change. And that's why I thought that it was kind of important for us to have this conversation, because whether we realize it, yeah, we might be just talking about an app right now, but this is the world that we live in. So many people feel like we live in a post-racist society, and now we're being reminded, even in the smallest sense, in an app, that racism, or the byproducts of racism, in this case, I feel like a lot of it could also be colorism, is still affluent, is still prevalent within what we see. So, of course, to answer the question of the title, no, we don't believe the app is racist. I mean, first of all, it was created by a Chinese business, but the people that are primarily using it at this point are kids and a whole bunch of white people that are really on TikTok, and it's showing because that's what most of us are seeing. And it's hard for you to find your own identity within this or feel like you have an opportunity. I'll be honest. I started a TikTok. Y'all know I have a YouTube channel that's doing very well. I'm very appreciative of that. And I'm doing a lot of things. I thought, let me try this TikTok thing. And again, it's kind of strange with this Charlie person, nothing against her or whatever, but I'm a professional dancer. I've been dancing for years. And you'd be amazed. I'm like, okay, this is going to be easy then. This is what y'all doing on this TikTok. Oh, I'm going to blow up in 2 seconds. And of course, it's not that simple and there's things to it. But I started to realize very quickly that maybe because of what they see when they watch mine, that it's not going in a different place. Because I see these, like we were just talking about this, I will see a white man with blonde hair, blue eyes, listening to a rap song, playing a rap song in the background, literally do nothing but this.
Oh.
And a good wink, or hair flip, and 1 million views, 500,000 likes, like literally doing nothing.
Wait, let me cut you off. Okay, so you guys, yeah,
cut me off, girl, cut me off.
You guys might be saying that it's just us thinking like this, but I guarantee you, if you go to TikTok and you go to your For You page, you're gonna see at least one video of a black person duetting with a white person saying, well, since this white person could get 1 million views for doing nothing, how about us black people get 1 million views? There's a lot of people that are duetting, a lot of white people that are doing nothing and saying, well, since white people are getting this attention, how about a Hispanic girl? How about a black boy? How about all of this, all of that? So it's not just as far as our opinion. This is just our opinion about it. But there's a lot of other people that are agreeing with us without even knowing they're agreeing with us.
That's a great point.
Video.
Right.
She dropping
She's
fast.
the gems.
Like, come on.
Yeah, come on, girl. She's dropping these gems.
Like,
Her
She's
TikTok
knowledgeable.
Like
It's on TikTok here.
Like we're canceling a lot of people like Caitlyn Bennett, who's against LGBTQ community. I don't know if you guys have heard of her, but she's been trending because she went to college and she bothers a lot of people, asking them, do you think it's okay for transgenders to be in like the restrooms? And people are mostly saying yes. And she's like, why do you think that's okay? That's gross. And then, so she has a lot of this controversy, and they're canceling her for it. But I'm surprised that Lil Hoodie, Charlie D'Amelio's former boyfriend, doesn't get canceled for saying the N-word, which happened in the past, and is still rising up to popularity. But if we would say something like racist towards a white person, I feel like our TikTok account would be just like disabled forever or something.
Exactly.
Which is why I don't feel like people have the right. I mean, they do have the right to voice their opinion, saying they disagree with us. But I feel like it's just not enough evidence to say I disagree. We're not being racist. When if you put the facts between white people and us in TikTok,
The facts are there. It's there. You can see
they're
it.
racist. That's just my
Nobody
opinion about it.
is. We're not pulling this out of a hat. It is what it is.
Exactly.
You
We
have
didn't make this up
evidence.
here.
You
It's
have
just
physical
there.
evidence. You can search up, or you can go to your For You page, and you can keep scrolling, and it's just gonna pop up, and then you're gonna be like, oh, black people are really duetting a white person doing absolutely nothing just so they can receive the same views as a white person. And it is views at the same time, but it's also like we want the same respect to feel loved as white people want.
Exactly, and the talent can be there. I promise you, I kid you not. My teacher himself, the talent is there. It could be there all day long, but literally, that doesn't compare to somebody who's literally doing nothing. That's not even working and busting their, you know what I'm trying to say.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, girl, trust me. When
I
you
just
speaking
thought
like
about
that,
the
you cut me
doings.
up as many times as you want, because girl, you are giving the gems out, okay?
Because up to this day, TikTok is a popularity app between kids, correct?
Correct.
So tell me why when kids that are like 18 or younger are getting exposed of their nudes and everything, they get raised more popularity because of that. Like, what do you think the kids nowadays are gonna start thinking of? Oh, maybe if I show my boobs at the age of 13, I'm gonna get famous. Like Tony Lopez, now they're creating filters and everything.
She dropping names.
Savage,
Savage. He made a whole video saying he's okay with the popularity because it is what it is. He did that and it was a mistake, but if he's getting popular about it, it's okay. But let's say if a black person did it, it would have been people would be commenting, this is so inappropriate. This is disgusting. I don't know why you're showing this to kids. But if a white man does it, yes. But if a white man does it, they get so many. They get like 2 million followers on Twitter. I think they're gonna get paid even more now because of they're more trending now. They're
Exactly.
making filters of the helicopter because of what he did.
Like how cute.
Yes,
Like-
and this is off the topic because we started talking about racism. We went from racism to LGBTQ with Caitlyn Bennett to now nude leaking out. But it all comes down to the same thing. They're white and they think they have the right to like have this popularity because of their skin color. But whenever we do it, we're seen as gross or attention seekers, or like, oh, you're just using this because you know the slavery and all of this, all of that. When we're just trying to get the same level of respect or to be known as white people. That's just my end of it. That's how.
You know what?
Period.
Cecilia for President 2020. Well, Cecilia for Class President 2021. All right, y'all. So, again, this was something that we know is going to be controversial, but we thought that it was very much so needed, and we wanted our voices to be heard as people who are of the margins. We are minorities in this country, but we wanted to speak out and share our opinions. Let us know what you think about what we were talking about. If you agree, if you disagree, if you want to bring another perspective, please show it in the comments. Like this video and subscribe to the channel because this will not be the last time you see this class.
If you want more Cecilia, please.
If you want more Cecilia, if you want her to be the president of the United States or at least of our school, like this video, please.
Please and thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.